The next chapter we are looking at in my new book, Value Me, Benefits of Being a Highly Sensitive Professional, is chapter 6, Take Care of Your Energy. And once again, this is important for everyone, but particularly important for those who are highly sensitive. So let me read you the first paragraph from chapter 6, which is on page 35. I think one of the biggest lessons for us as HSPs is to learn is that our energy is the most important thing. So many things can impact our energy in all sorts of ways. So you want to learn how to take care of your energy outside of work as well as at work. Make your energy and well-being your number one priority, and you'll be more effective in everything you do. Remember that in order for you to be at your best when you go to work, you need to take care of your energy all the time. It's not just about what happens when you're at work. One of the things that I've learned as a highly sensitive person is that my energy needs to be my number one priority. And I've had to learn this the hard way. When your energy is depleted, you just don't feel good. You suffer and you struggle to do things, to be around people, to really be able to enjoy yourself. Everything becomes so much harder. And since highly sensitive people pick up on so much that's going on around them in the environment or other people's energy and emotions, it's much easier for them to become overstimulated and overwhelmed. So let me just share a couple of examples. A really good friend of mine who is retired now used to work for a school district as a speech pathologist. She is highly sensitive, and she talks about how she really enjoyed her job working with the students, but she was pulled in so many different directions by parents, by other teachers, by rules that were constantly changing within the school district. There were so many different demands and pressures that she would sometimes feel like she was going crazy. It was an extremely stressful time. She learned that she had to really take care of her energy just in order to be able to function and to go to work each day. So she learned to start and end each day with yoga or some other form of exercise. These became her methods of de-stressing and also of, if you like, setting her energy up in the morning for the day ahead. She also practiced breathing techniques, and when things became particularly stressful during the day, she would try to find somewhere to take just a few minutes to be alone and just breathe. She also loved flowers, and she would make sure that she always had fresh flowers at home and would spend as much time outside in nature as she could. She learned that this is what she had to do just to be able to function effectively each day. She had to learn how to take care of her energy. Now, one of the things I've really become aware of as a highly sensitive and empathic person is just how easily we can be impacted by someone else's energy, or how easy it is for our energy to be depleted by someone else. And I think this next personal story highlights this really well. So I love to play tennis. I learned to play when I was in my 30s, and up until recently, I used to love playing singles. A bit old for that now, but I love playing singles. And I discovered that playing tennis, and probably any other sport competitively, is a wonderful way to learn more about yourself. Because just like in life, you encounter all sorts of people when you're playing a sport. And as a highly sensitive person, you need to be aware of when someone's energy impacts you in a negative way. So this particular time I was playing on a summer league. It was great. I was on a team with people I really liked, and once each week we would play a match outside at one of the parks around town against another team. And so we got to enjoy the beautiful summer weather. We got to hang out with each other for the evening and play some tennis. It was perfect. So this one particular evening, I arrived at the park where we were playing. And as I was chatting to my teammates before we started, now many of the people on my team have lived in Oregon either all of their lives or a very long time. And so they know a lot of the players on other teams, which I didn't. So a couple of my teammates told me that the person I was going to be playing singles against was known to be a difficult person and not many people liked her. Now, I heard what they said, but I really didn't take much notice because I like to make my own mind up about people based on my experience with them. Just because someone tells me something about someone else, I don't necessarily take that as true. Now, I love to play tennis. Even if I'm playing someone who is a better player than me, that just gives me an opportunity to try and figure things out, to see if I can lift my game, to see what I might be able to do differently. This is one of the things I love about the game. I'm always looking to improve. Now, it was such a beautiful evening. I was outside, I was with friends, life was good. Now, my opponent was a good player, and I could tell that right away. And as we were playing, though, she kept talking. She would make strange comments to me that you wouldn't have thought necessarily the comments were that bad, but they became quite annoying. She would be saying things like, "Oh, that wasn't a bad shot," and "Oh, I'm sure you'll do better next time," or "You almost had that one." And this was constant and it was annoying. And I just wish she'd stop talking, to be honest. So I tried to ignore it as best I could. But as I was playing, I became aware that my energy was low. I felt tired all of a sudden. And the longer the match went on, the more I felt I just wanted it to end. It was strange because playing tennis usually energizes me, and this was doing exactly the opposite. So eventually, of course, the match ended and my opponent won, and I really just didn't care. I just wanted to be done. Afterwards, the captain of my opponent's team came over to me and she actually apologized to me on behalf of her player. She said, I'm really sorry. I know she can be very annoying, and what she was doing to you wasn't nice. Well, I thanked her, but I didn't really even take that in at the time. I stayed to watch the rest of the matches, and then as I was driving home, as I like to do, I was asking myself what happened. Because I had felt really good. I was playing tennis, which I love. Why was I feeling so bad now? And then I realized this person I had played against was a negative and toxic person. So I had started off feeling good, but as she talked constantly and made strange comments, well, I had taken on some of her toxicity, which is very easy to do as a highly sensitive person, and particularly an empath. So as I took it on, I, of course, felt worse. I was becoming overwhelmed by the toxic energy, which is why I became so tired. But of course, she felt better because she was passing it on to me. So the more I took on, the better she felt. Suddenly, it all made sense. I could have kicked myself because I had not been aware of what was happening at all, even though I do know that this happens. So understanding what happened helped a lot. And when I arrived home, I worked on restoring my energy and letting go of her toxic energy. So I began to feel better. Now, sometimes when we're playing on these leagues, we might play a team more than once. So it was that a couple of weeks later, it turned out that we were going to play the same team again. But this time I was prepared. Now I knew what to expect. And I made the decision, this conscious decision, that if I was going to play that same person again, I would absolutely not let her pass her negative energy onto me or mess with my energy in any way. Sure enough, I was playing the same person. But this time, because I was prepared, Nothing that she did or said affected me. I stayed focused on my energy, on my play, and on what was going on with me. And I was determined that nothing she said or did would affect me. Now, what happens with people like this is they are very used to others, like me, taking on their energy so that they feel better. But because I wasn't taking it on, she was not feeling better. There was nothing she could do. I just became, if you like, an observer. I noticed how she became more and more angry, and I began to play better. Now, the more she realized that there was nothing she could do, the worse she felt. This time, I was able to maintain my energy throughout the match. I played really well, and I won. After the match, she just stormed off. She got into her car and drove away without even talking with any of her teammates. And it's not about whether I won or lost the matches. That's not important. It's all about managing your energy and the importance of managing your energy. And this is the difference between unknowingly taking on someone's energy and showing up with awareness so that you can take care of your own energy. This time, I took care of my energy and I did not allow anything to impact that. Now, there are many things that can impact your energy as a highly sensitive person, and many things that you can do and that you need to be aware of to ensure that you don't allow anything to affect you in that way. And you need to know what to do to restore your energy if it does become depleted. So you can read more about this in chapter 6 and learn what you can do to ensure that taking care of your energy is your number one priority. If you'd like your own copy of Value Me, it is available on Amazon. And next time we'll be looking at chapter 7, which is all about setting yourself up for success. I'll see you then.